So I hope everybody's staying home and staying safe and staying positive. And I know as actors, we're very sociable people, and the idea of not being able to be around other actors and perform can feel really daunting. But that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this video and some other videos that are surrounding the book Theater Games for the Lone Actor by Viola Spolin. So if you've taken any of my improv classes, you'll know that I do a lot of improv exercises and games, and Viola Spolin's been a huge influence on me. She was a teacher, and she actually wrote this book in 1999, I think passed away a couple of years later. Her son Paul Sills is the founder of Second City. Second City is a legendary improv group who spawned such amazing talents as Will Ferrell, John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd, Tina Fey, Amy Poehler. I think even Joan Rivers was in there for a little while as well. So they have an amazing history of developing talent. And a lot of the exercises that they do, I like to pass on to you all. So we're all stuck at home and we're wondering, how do we hone our craft? Well, I wanted to use some of the exercises out of these books to help you. And one of the first exercises that we have is feeling self with self, and there's actually notes behind me, so if you see me looking behind, that's why I'm doing that. So feeling self with self, and again, if you've taken any of my improv classes, what I really stress is being in the moment, because I have done theater plays where I've done the same thing over and over again. You kind of space out, and then you realize it's your line, and because you were thinking about where am I going to eat after this is over, you kind of missed it because you didn't stay present and you didn't stay in the moment. So what this exercise does is keep you present and in the moment. And it helps you be spontaneous. I know when we're working on our monologues, a lot of the times we're working so hard to memorize those monologues and to get them right and to get every word down. We get stuck in a memorization pattern. And then, because we're so focused on the words, we're not really looking at the intent. We're not looking at all the other things that are around what we need to be doing to develop our character. So this exercise just tells you to sort of put a pause in all the craziness and then actually take the time to really think about what's going on with the character and every aspect of their being. So I wanted to go over that. And you know, too often I think when we approach monologues, what we look at them as is just this moment in time, and it's almost like the character got pulled from the Pizza Planet claw machine in Toy Story, and then they just got dropped to where they are. They start talking, and then the monologue's over, and then they get dropped somewhere else. But your character has a life. They have a beginning, they have a middle, they have an end, and that's really what you need to focus on. So what I want you to do is use this exercise not just to really examine how you yourself feel about those things, but going forward, when you're working on characters, how is it that I can breathe more life to them? Probably one of the best pieces of acting advice for being on film is just think it. So you've got to have intentions behind your eyes, your body, and everything, beyond just the fact that you know all the words that you need to say for your character. So what I want you to do is sit down, and now we're going to slow it down a little bit, and I want you to get in a comfortable chair, or if you're sitting down on the floor, that's fine too. Just make sure that you're comfortable, you've got pillows, you've got back support. So what we're going to do is explore again our bodies from our feet all the way to our head. And I want us to also explore breathing. A lot of times that's where actors get breathless when they're working, is because they're talking so fast and then they're not breathing properly. So we're going to breathe in through our nose, and then we're going to exit out through our mouth. So get in that position, and it helps if you close your eyes, because then you can really be present and feel what's going on in your body. Now a lot of this is probably going to feel a little bit like ASMR or a meditation, and your mind may wander. That's okay. It's kind of like getting a toddler to go back to where they need to go. You don't want to be mean to that toddler. Don't be mean to yourself if your mind wanders. That's okay. Just gently guide them back and go, here you go, sweetie. This is where we need to be. And that's okay. It is totally, totally natural. So again, sit in a comfortable position. Take a deep breath in your nose, and then exhale through your mouth. Let's do that again. Inhale, hold it, and exhale through your mouth. Now, the first part is feeling self with self. I want you, again, because we're starting from the bottom, we're going to start with our feet. So what does it feel like to have your feet on the floor? What kind of pressure are you feeling? If you're just sitting cross-legged, what are your feet feeling right now? Breathe in and breathe out. Now, I want you to feel your feet, if you're wearing socks, what it feels like for your feet to be inside your socks or your shoes. Or if you're barefoot, how the air feels against your feet. Keep breathing. Then feel the outside of your socks, your shoes, or your bare feet, and feel how the outside feels coming onto your feet. So we've gone from the inside to the outside. Take a few breaths to explore that. Now I want you to feel your pants or your skirt, your yoga pants, whatever you've got on. And I want you to feel the sensation of them over your legs and your thighs and your calf. Inhale, and then exhale. Now, I want you to feel the sense of your legs on your skirt or your pants. So how does that feel when you're thinking from the inside out, rather than how things feel coming against your skin? Explore that for another few breaths. Now I want you to feel how your underclothing feel. Your underwear, your bra, maybe you're wearing a t-shirt under your shirt. So inhale. So how do your clothes feel, those particular undergarments feel over your body? Now how does it feel for your body from the inside to feel on your bra and your shirt? Okay. Now, I want you to feel your shirt against your chest. What does that feel like? And what does it feel like on your arms and your chest? Now, what does it feel like for your chest to push out through your body and on back to your shirt? So if you've got jewelry on, if you've got earrings or a necklace or you've got a ring, I want you to feel how that feels on your body. What does that weight feel like? If you have pierced ears, what does it feel like to have that cylinder through your ears? So that's the jewelry on your body, but now, what's your body on the jewelry? What is the difference between the ring on your finger and your finger through the ring? And inhale and exhale. Now I want you to feel the hair on your scalp. And if it's just skin on your scalp, that's great too. Feel the warmth or the cold, whatever the room happens to feel like. Embrace that feeling. Is your hair long? Is it short? Is it around your neck? an inhale and exhale. Now I want you to feel your eyebrows on your forehead. How does that feel? Next, I want you to take and feel your nose and feel the difference of your nose between an inhale and not inhaling at all. Just give yourself a few seconds not to inhale. How different does that feel? Now feel the ears on the side of your head. Again, if you have a lot of hair like me, I use them a lot to keep my hair back. So that's a sensation I usually feel with my ears. But is there anything you're honing into? Is there a white noise that you can hear? That through all the noise and confusion you wouldn't have heard before, but now you're getting it. Now, I want you to take your tongue, and I want you to move your tongue inside of your mouth. Think about the roof of your mouth. How does that feel? Run your tongue along the inside of your teeth. Now run your tongue around the outside of your teeth. How different does that feel? Now, I want you to feel your head inside of your head. Close your eyes again if they're not closed. Think about the feelings. Think about your scalp. Think about your skull. And again, if your mind wanders, gently guide it back. Be kind to yourself. Finally, feel the space around you as you keep your eyes closed. Now let the space feel you. Now open up your eyes and think about how that felt. How did it feel when you had to think about the difference between your finger inside a ring or the ring on your finger versus your finger inside the ring? It's a little different paradigm, isn't it? Those are the things you want to keep in mind as you're doing your characters. For instance, the way a historical character like Helen Keller and FDR would enter a room is going to be radically different from somebody like Michael Jordan or Serena Williams, who are athletes coming in to the room. What would they explore? What would they feel on their skin? If there's a lot of air conditioning and they're sweaty, they would probably feel a little chilled at first. Helen Keller's a great example for somebody that couldn't see or hear. Everything that she sensed was based on touch, differences in temperature, vibrations under her feet, so she was very, very finely tuned to those things that were around her. Okay, great. So now that you've navigated and gone through how it feels for you from your feet all the way to the top of your head, I want you to apply that to how you would navigate that with the character. And I'm going to give you a homework assignment with 3 different aspects to it. So you've already gone through the whole sensory with yourself, but think about maybe how a favorite TV character might navigate this. Let's say it's Jim from The Office or Annalise from How to Get Away with Murder. They might walk into the same room and see the same group of people, but how they navigate this is going to be very dependent on how they can study a room and how they feel with the stimulus that's around them. So that's 1. 2, same thing. I want you to do that with a favorite movie character. And the thing is I don't want you to sit there and do it exactly like the actor that you saw who's your favorite movie character. I want you to make it your own. And think about how they would react. What might be the sensation of the feet? You know, if they're in high heels walking into court, or if they just happen to be walking into the office. If they're on the top of Stone Mountain, again, versus walking into their bathroom. Those are the things you want to be thinking about. What is it that they're seeing and that they're hearing? And then the third one is a historical figure. So, you know, FDR had polio and his legs really didn't work that well, so he either used crutches or he would sit and do the fireside chats. That's how they'd film him, or do the radio, so that you saw him sitting most of the time. So how would he react to walking into a room? Even Helen Keller. Again, she could feel all those sensory things, so that's going to really give you a sense of what this character's feeling, and you can really communicate that to your audience. So anyway, go ahead and try that. Again, it's interesting times, guys, and it can get a little bit scary, and sometimes you can just go down a rabbit hole of information about coronavirus and just feel scared. And, you know, now's the time maybe just to step back and be able to take the time to examine these things. This isn't something I could teach very easily in a class of 25 people, but just looking into the camera and talking to you one-on-one, it's a lot easier to communicate this. So anyway, stay strong, stay safe, and I will see you next time.